Today we're going to take a look at using number sense to solve one-step equations. The first thing to understand is what is an equation. An equation is a statement that two things are true. So for example, if I want to say 6 plus 2 equals 8, this is what's called a true equation because I have 6 plus 2, which is 8, equals 8. So this checks that these two sides are equal. However, sometimes I might say 6 plus 3, and let's pretend I want to say that equals 8. So when I look at this equation, I get 6 plus 3, which is 9, and I get 8. Is 8 equals to 9? No. So I say that they are not equal, and I would say that this is a false equation. Many times, equations will have a variable. So I might say x plus 5 equals 8. So this is like thinking in my head, what plus 5 equals 8. So if I use mental math, I can say 3 plus 5 would equal 8. So because I'm thinking of x as 3, or 3 as x, I would say that x equals 3 would be my solution, which is basically a value for the variable which makes the equation true. So in this case, x equaling 3 would be the value that would make the equation true. We have what's called an open sentence. So something like x plus y is equal to 9. So this is called an open sentence because, for example, I could let x equals 3 and y equals 6. This would be one way that I could have 3 plus 6 equaling 9. But this is not the only solution. This is just one possible solution for this open sentence. So if it has one variable, there's always going to be one solution. But if I have two variables, there's going to be multiple solutions. I can use a technique called guess, check, and revive. So let's say I wanted to know what x minus 121 equals 39 would be. So let's say, okay, I know I have to have something bigger than 129. Let's suppose x equals 150. What is 150 minus 121? So I've guessed. Now I'm going to check. 150 minus 21 would be 29. Does 29 equal 39? No, it doesn't. So let's go back and revise our chess. I'm too low by 10. So let's try making x equal 160. What's 160 minus 121? It would equal 39. So 39 equals 39. So a lot of these times we can use mental math, or you can use mental math. Think about the variable of x as like a what minus 121 would equal 39. And then think about it, what the solution would possibly be. There are going to be certain number properties which are going to be important. Okay? And they're going to exist for addition and multiplication. As I begin to look at these properties, identity basically says I start off with a number. Let's say I start off with 6. I want to know what do I add to that to keep my value of 6. So in this case, I'm going to always be adding 0. So 0 is the identity property of addition. For multiplication, taking that same idea, 6 times what number would give me 6? So in this case, 1 would be the identity property of multiplication. So this property will come in be very helpful for when we start solving equations. Commutative property has the root of commute. So this is changing the order. So for example, if I want to look at 6 plus 5, I can say that's going to be equal to 5 plus 6. So this has the root of commutative. Okay, there is no n in commutative. So the order, 6 plus 5 is 11, 5 plus 6 is 11. Multiplication holds true as well. I can say that 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is going to be 6. So when I'm looking at this, and I look at the numbers, I have a 6 and a 5, they change order, so it's going to be 5, 6. I have 2, 3, it changes order, 3, 2. So this holds for addition and multiplication, does not hold for subtraction and division. Associative property deals with how I group numbers together. So I can do 1 plus, and I can do parentheses, 2 plus 3. That's going to be the same thing as if I add 1 plus 2 first, and then add 3. So with this order of operations, this would be 1 plus 5, which is 6. On the right side, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is going to be 6 as well. So it checks. But you'll notice the parentheses change place. The numbers are in the same exact order, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So the same thing will happen with multiplication in the fact that I would do 1 times 2 times 3. If I multiply the 2 and 3 together first, this is going to be the same if I do 1 times 2 and then multiply by 3. So anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully this has been helpful. We'll continue to work with the properties and with how to solve equations.